Hello, everybody. Hope you all are doing fine and please stay in good health. I do understand that it's quite difficult time for many of us because we are not used to staying at home for such a long time. Some of us are hoping when the college reopens, some of them are hoping that when this quarantine will end. I will just say that try to be positive in this time because there are so many things which we have. I hope this lockdown will make you realize the significance of family, the significance of food, and the significance of privileges that we have. Some students requested me for guidance in regards to careers in zoology. So I felt that why not take an opportunity, have a small interaction with you, at least one sided interaction. You listen to my voice. And so I'm just presenting this small thing to you. As I have been telling it right from your first year, whatever subject you take, the subject is bound to give you future because it is you who will be working for the future. The subject isn't going to work. Ultimately, for your food, you are going to strive. So, what exactly can you do after zoology? So, I have just put it up into small things like you could go for higher education, you could go in for teaching, you could go in for civil service examination, you could go in for some allied branches, you could go for wildlife, you could go for applied branches. Now, talking about all these things, before I start, I would just like to say that in the present COVID situation, things may be difficult when it comes to earning. So, I will seriously suggest you that please be patient, things will happen and as and when they take place. Okay, so the very first thing is higher education. Now, when I talk about higher education, after your BSc, you can pursue your MSc, PhD, or you could even go for B.Ed. Now, many of you may feel यहाँ BSc ही ढंग से नहीं हो रहा है, आगे का क्या पढ़ाई करेंगे? ठीक है भाई, जो पढ़ना चाहते हैं वो पढ़ेंगे. With respect to these higher qualifications, of course, you can apply in Indian universities, you can go to foreign universities. Now, B.Ed is something which has to be done by aspirants who want to become teachers. Then you can even go for teaching options after completing your higher education. Now, this teaching could be school teaching or it could be college teaching. Now, when it comes to school teaching, the minimum qualification that they expect you is to be a graduate. पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट हो तो और भी अच्छा है, बट B.Ed is very important when it comes to school teaching, school or junior college for that matter. And when it comes to college at degree level, you should qualify examinations like NET, SET, and now as per the new rules, even PhD. Honestly speaking, teaching is something which people used to see as a a big and bright job. Right now, I can suggest you that teaching करना है तो अच्छे से basic करो. Then, very important, civil service examination. Especially after the movie शादी में ज़रूर आना, everybody is very crazy about becoming IAS and all those, cracking down those examinations, isn't it? So, UPSC and MPSC are two examinations. UPSC is, of course, Union Public Service Commission exam, and MPSC is for Maharashtra. Now, those who actually plan for civil service examination, it's a very good opportunity for you people, but I am telling you seriously that think upon it right now. Go through the website, check out the syllabi. Now, for students who opt life sciences, that is whether it is zoology, botany, or any life science, for us there is one option which is IFS, Indian Forest Service. So you can choose your subject of option, whatever is your graduation subject. and through that the examination is conducted. Of course, there are levels of examination wherein you need to give the prelims first, then there is a mains, then there is interview. Of course, it's a long process, but then you should go through the syllabus, you should go through the question paper, because for UPSC and MPSC exam, the very important thing is your general knowledge, and your current general knowledge has to be very significant along with the basic knowledge of your subject. Then as I said about higher courses, for MSc, when it comes to Mumbai, you can do MSc by research, you can do MSc by paper, there are integrated courses. Now, in case of zoology, the specializations go as oceanography, and these are the list of colleges which have oceanography. Then there is second subject, which is endocrinology. Right now, due to animal ethics, I will not suggest for endocrinology, because it's under a lot of stress. Then animal physiology, and these are the list of colleges which deal with animal physiology. If you are not interested in going ahead with zoology for MSc, then you have one more option of MSc 2-year degree course. One is in biodiversity or wildlife. There are two colleges which offer this. One is Bandodkar College of Thane, and another is Bhavans College, Andheri. Quite a number of students have done this course, and they have some good opportunity in wildlife. Then you can do environmental sciences, and then you have an options of forensics, genetics, or entomology. But here, I think in Mumbai only too few colleges offer this. Pune and Bangalore have very good courses for this. Then when it comes to wildlife, now a lot of students, when they think about zoology, they think about lot of wildlife, but I tell you, career in wildlife is not very easy. And Three Idiots to dekha hi hoga, Farhan ka character. So somewhat like that, that you may not start earning a very big thing as quickly as people feel, but then slowly it can build up, and going near nature is always good. So here you can have wildlife researcher courses could be there, and you can get into contact with places like BNHS, Bombay Natural History Society. There is SACON, that is Salim Ali Conservation Ornithology Nature Center, something like this. And there is a very interesting branch coming up, that is wildlife tourism, where the people are trained to go carry down the tourism activities, as in guided tourism. Today, excursions and all are taken by such kind of guided tourists. Scientific writing is very interesting thing, like there are project reports which have to be written, and the data has to be analyzed. There are conservationists, wildlife educators. These are also very important people, that they prepare documentaries, and they prepare series of content which can be shared with school students, which can be shared with even college, and even corporates, so that they understand what wildlife is. Now, many of us have been watching Discovery Channel, National Geography, and we have always been fascinated by those documentaries. Of course, these are documentaries which are done by people like us, but then you need to get trained in all those things. See, these are not skills which you can simply learn in 1 month or so. You need to understand how a camera works, how a shooting has to be done, and all those things. So you need to plan that how you will go ahead. Then there could be career in marine biology. Pondicherry University offers a very good course in marine biology. 2 years का course है, and they offer very good projects for students. And a very interesting branch which has come up now is about wildlife cartoonists. A lot of newspapers nowadays, especially I recollect the newspaper The Hindu. They carry out a lot of environmental cartoons with them, and those who are there on Instagram, I will seriously suggest you to follow one page, The Green Humor. He does very nice cartoons, and very sarcastic cartoons also on nature and wildlife. These are few things about wildlife. Of course, wildlife is much more than this, but this is just to give you an overview. Then when I talk about applied branches are where you can utilize your knowledge from the paper 3 portion which has been taught to you, economic zoology. But here, before I start with this, I can tell you there are few things which you need to keep in mind when it comes to applied branches. The very first is this requires capital investment. Capital investment, as in you need to have some funding so that you can invest in it. Then you need to take risk for this business, because ultimately it's a business. You need to have space. So if there are people like whose native गांव में अगर आपके बहुत अच्छी जगह है and there are facilities, you can seriously think on these lines, because people are earning a lot. And I tell you, for these things there are no colleges which will give you courses. What you can do is you can find out places where they teach you these things. Now for poultry, beekeeping and these kind of goat farming and all, there are many governmental bodies. Like I had seen advertisements in Zilla Parishad bodies, where the Zilla Parishad people were training about these kind of activities. So there could be aquarists who maintain aquariums, and nowadays aquariums are an essential part, at homes, at corporate offices. So these aquarists, they maintain those aquarias and they charge a lot. Then there could be poultry business. Okay, now poultry is a very booming industry. Of course, it is subjected to conditions like right now with corona and all these things. The poultry business is going down, but still it will have good days, because chicken is one of the most eaten non-veg food. Then there could be beekeeping. Nowadays a lot of health and nutritionists are coming up, and they are suggesting about honey and all these things. There could be goat farming, aquaculture. Dairy sciences is also a very good branch, where you can bring back our native cows, and a lot can be done. Now when it comes to veterinarian care, of course you cannot become a veterinarian doctor, but you can assist down people. You can go into training, domestic animals, especially dog and cat trainers hote hain. So you could do some courses in that, and it can help you for those who are interested in pets and pet keeping hobbies. Then when I talk about allied branches, now here allied branches are not strictly restricting to animals. They could go to talk about a lot of things, right from research. Now these research could be genetic research, the research could be toxicological studies, the research could be based on case studies and all these kind of researches. There is a very interesting branch of lab technicians, clinical studies, pharma management, and the list goes on, where you can apply your basic knowledge of zoology. You can learn something new. There is a very interesting branch called as biological journalism also. There are lots of articles which are coming up related to biology, related to environment, and people from our field of life sciences can play a very pivotal role here, especially those who have good writing skills, those who have good grammar, and those who are good leaders. You can get into environmental conservationist and environmental education. Now this is just an overview, especially for lab technicians and all. Many students opt for these kind of courses of DMLT and all. So these are certain things which can be done, right from diploma in medical technology to bachelor's. Of course, bachelor's is something like a degree only. You may not go for bachelor's, but then you can find out courses. Now diploma in radiography and all will teach you techniques of x-rays and all. There are many students who are into x-rays and work as technicians there. Then where could lab technicians go? Lab technicians basically work as phlebotomist. I mean those people who take your blood. Then you can have a lot of aspects, whether you are senior lab technician or you work with blood banks. Then these are the levels where you can have your posts. In fact, by doing a lab technician course, you can even open up your own lab if you have enough of money to invest. And then, of course, there are departments, and nowadays the diseases are not going to go down, so lab technicians are surely needed. And then these are the list of colleges where clinical research is there. I think even our college offers diploma in clinical education. So these are the list. Of course, you can search down, a still bigger list would be there with you. Then these are again few more colleges which offer the courses in they could be diploma courses. Most of them are diploma courses which you can do after graduation or post graduation. Now the most important thing, you talk about careers, you talk about a lot of things, like you need to do something, you need to build up something for yourself, you want a good career. Now when I talk to a student that what do you wish to have, what are your expectations after graduation, so immediately the students have criteria like they need a good job where they earn a very good package, maybe a 5-figure salary, a very good salary, so that they have a cool lifestyle. And when I talk about how much efforts they are putting in, so the answer is very difficult, for those students also to answer. So just like your meme languages go nowadays, that दीदी को पगार भी बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए, लेकिन दीदी को मेहनत भी नहीं करना है, ऐसा तो नहीं होता है ना दीदी. Okay, so whatever careers I will talk about here, you need to have some important qualities with you. So what are these qualities that you should have? So work on these areas during this quarantine time, or even during your graduation course going on. The very first and most important thing is good basic knowledge of the subject. Whatever subject you choose, you need to have very good basic knowledge of that subject. The reason is, wherever you go, your subject will be targeted to the very basic. Then you should have a very good habit of reading. Okay, especially when it comes to UPSC and MPSC exams, you need to know about recent developments, current affairs. Now right now, if I ask you a question, who was the last Miss World, then you are baffled, you may not even realize. Or if I ask you who is the minister for so and so, environmental minister, then you start thinking on those lines. So you need to have a good knowledge on current affairs. Very important, good communication skills. Now those who are enrolled into the Coursera course of our college, please check out, you may have some communication skills in that also. Now there are many students who come to us who have complaints, that they don't have good vocabulary, their English isn't good. I see, communication skills does not just means that you need to speak a good English. You have to have a lot of things in communication skills, right from good talking to good body posture to eye contact, then how you are going to use your body language. Everything matters in communication skills. It is not just proficiency of language. Okay, there are too many things, especially in professions like teaching, especially in professions where you are going to interact with people. Your communication skill is very important. And today the most important skill which all the students should know is your basic computer skills. Now in this basic computer skills, you know about Word and all, but I will seriously suggest you to work on MS Excel and PowerPoint, because today a lot of data is being stored on PowerPoints and Excel sheets. Okay, so the second thing is, you need to have positive approach in life. This is very important. What happens with us is, because with a little failure we start thinking that मेरा नसीब ही ऐसा है, मुझसे कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. It's not like that. Okay, there are so many people who have come through failures. There are so many people who have gone through hardships. I was teaching about a person called as Mr. Deepak Gadre. Today his name is one of the most leading persons when it comes to marine products, fish and those kind of products which are exported. He was a commerce graduate, went into a business literally For 15 years he was going in a financial loss, but still he continued the business, keeping a positive approach, and today he is a leading person in marine fisheries in industry. The next very important thing which nowadays I see lacking in the student is patience. Everything will not come to you immediately. हिंदी में एक कहावत है, जिसने चोंच दी है वो खाना भी देता है. ये बात सही है, खाना भी देता है, लेकिन वो देता है करके बैठने की ज़रूरत नहीं, आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा ना. ओके, सो यू नीड टू बी पेशेंट इनफ. ऑफ कोर्स टाइम्स विल ट्राई योर पेशेंस का लिमिट देखेगा, बट यू हैव टू हैव पेशेंस. ओके, पेशेंस के सिवाय होता नहीं है. एंड टू डेवलप पेशेंस you should start controlling your anger. Okay, start appreciating people, whether it is your friends, whether it is your brother or sister. Okay, so a lot of things can change. And last but not the least, of course for a science person luck does not matter, but you need to have good luck also. Okay, some things are written, some people are lucky, they may go through the things very fast. Some people take time, but still all these things will fall in place. And always remember, things do fall in place. Okay, it's never like you are just an unlucky batch of kids to be born in, to be graduating in this 2020. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है कि कोरोना वाली बैच है and something like this. Okay, you should, after maybe 20-25 years you will remember all these things. Hopefully we survive. Okay, but anyways, I just wish that you remain healthy, safe and fine. And I think this is what I wanted to talk about. And hopefully you will graduate with flying colors in whatever manner the graduation will go now. But brace yourself for a lot of changes. Yours would be quite a unique batch to observe changes in teaching. Even we are observing changes, so let's make it a very positive note of choosing something which will help you build up. I hope this thing works for you, and some of those who have doubts could have got cleared. Okay, so thank you very much.